À bord de la Station spatiale internationale. Je me sens privilégié d'être ici et de partager avec la planète la première mission sociale et poétique. Hello everyone, welcome to the International Space Station. I want to share with you the exceptional privilege I have of being here. Welcome to the first Poetic. You may wonder what is the Poetic Social Mission and why I decided to do this. I am an artist, not a scientist, and that is the only way I can make a significant contribution to a mission. I also decided to use this privilege to raise awareness to water issue. Water touched me and inspired me. Water is the source of life. When I learned a few years back that a child dies every 8 seconds because of contaminated water, I knew it was urgent to act. That is why I created the One Drop Foundation. Also, the more I research on water, I discovered that it is at the basis of most social problems and at the heart of many humanitarian crises that face humankind: health, education, environment, and poverty. During my 25 years at Cirque du Soleil, I have met and worked with some amazing artists, individual and leader. Today they have generously accepted to be part of this mission because they share a concern about water and my belief that through art and emotion we can convey a universal message. But before we start the show, I want to pay tribute to pioneers. So many people have dedicated their life to social and environmental issues that have a global impact. And have inspired me to join my voice, an artistic one to their scientific one. Please welcome former Vice President and Nobel Peace Prize winner Al Gore and award-winning scientist, environmentalist David Suzuki.
Hello, Guy. Thank you very much for giving me this opportunity to talk about the linkage between the water crisis and the climate crisis, which is the most serious challenge our civilization has ever faced. It threatens the future of life as we know it on this planet. You know, the exploration of space has featured a search for places where water can be found. And part of what's so beautiful and special about our planet is that we have so much water. But most of it is salt water. And if you gathered all of the fresh water in the world in a ball and compared it to the size of the planet, the ball of water would be only this small. The rising temperatures on our planet, caused by the accumulation of global warming pollution, is creating a new reality which features the more rapid evaporation of water from the oceans into the atmosphere. Each 1 degree increase in temperature increases the average humidity, or the amount of water vapor in the atmosphere, by 7%. That has led to larger downpours. This scientific study shows, this one from Japan, but it's happening all over the world, the number of heavy downpours is increasing everywhere, with much more water in the air. When the storm conditions are present, more of it falls at one time. That creates more floods, and we're seeing record flooding all over the world. Just last month in the United States of America, many of our southeastern states had record flooding. Africa breaking all-time records. In Mexico, Iowa last year had a flood that broke the 500-year record. Of course, in Bangladesh, they're used to flooding, but their records are broken as well. We're seeing it in South America and all over the world. And the same rising temperatures that cause more evaporation off the oceans also pull the soil moisture away from the ground. And so, ironically, in addition to having more flooding, we also have greater droughts. And we have seen record droughts all over the world. These droughts in India and in China are just examples. They've had what's called a 1,000-year drought in Australia, in the American West, on every single continent. We also have seen the melting of the frozen regions of our planet. This glacier in Canada is an example of the phenomena. And here is a picture from space of one of the mountain ranges in the Himalayas. And of course, the ice and snow of the Himalayas provide more than half of the drinking water and agricultural water for more than 40% of the world's people. You see these lakes here that never existed in the past because as the glaciers melt, they form these lakes and the soil barriers then burst and there's flooding in the valleys downstream. This glacier in South America provides the drinking water for this city. And as the glaciers melt, the drinking water supplies increase temporarily. But then when they're gone, they're gone. And so the water crisis depends upon maintaining not only good infrastructure for fresh water, but what you might call the eco-infrastructure. Because the storage of water supplies in the snowpacks in the mountains and in the glaciers of all the mountain ranges on our planet, that's critical for supplying fresh water for people who need it. In my own country, in California, you see in the Sierras one of the reasons why they're predicting much worse droughts in the American West. So in order to solve the climate crisis, and in order to save the beauty and the habitability of our planet so that we will have fresh drinking water for people and the water we need for agriculture, we have to have a worldwide effort to solve the climate crisis. Now it's my great pleasure to introduce a mutual friend, Guy, your fellow Canadian, Professor David Suzuki, who is one of the Earth's foremost teachers about the environment.